Please state your name and your occupation.
My name is Robin Vandemore, and I own a creative agency called Moonlight Imaging.
All right, where were you born?
I was born in Brooklyn, New York.
And what was your childhood like?
I was fourth of 5 daughters. My father was a banker and my mother was a teacher. Neither of them were entrepreneurs, but that's what I ended up doing.
What were some of your previous jobs?
I worked as a photojournalist for the Baltimore Sun, and then I went into commercial photography for a print house, and that's how I became aware of creative agencies and what they do in the industry.
When did you first start working for Moonlight Imaging?
We started Moonlight Imaging 18 years ago now. It's a homegrown business, and I've been working here the last 18 years.
Who has influenced you to take the path that you did?
I would say my grandfather. He was an entrepreneur. He owned a coat making business in Brooklyn, New York, and he never worked for corporate America. He always worked for himself, and I always admired that.
What are your dreams?
My dreams are first for healthy and happy children. As far as my business dream or goal, I've succeeded at achieving a lot through our small business, but I'd like to see us grow, perhaps build another property. We're running out of space in our current location.
What's the hardest business decision that you ever had to make?
Hardest decision I ever had to make was actually ended up being an easy one. I had a customer come in. Our company was new and we weren't making much money. He asked us to print something that went against our grain, and so we decided not to take the job. It was a lot of money, but in the end, your integrity is always better than any amount of money you could ever earn.
What piece of technology helped you move forward in your business?
That's an easy one. Email. It allowed us to connect with people globally, and it by far has been the greatest advance to our small business.
What's your favorite color?
Yellow.
And last but not least, if you could invent a new flavor of Lay's potato chips, what would it be?
I would definitely say Moonlight Munch, and we would that would have ingredients of cracked pepper and sea salt.
All right, thank you for your time very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mom. Can you
Bye.
please state your name and occupation?
Dan Craig, teacher of high school English teacher.
Where at? Which high school?
Kittatinny Regional High School.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Morris County in Landing, New Jersey, and I went to Roxbury High School.
What college did you attend?
Well, I attended several colleges. I started out going to county, CCM, for 2 years. I graduated there, and then I transferred to Rutgers. I hated Rutgers. I only did a semester and a half at Rutgers, and after I got out of Rutgers, I transferred to Centenary, and that's where I finished up.
How long have you been teaching for?
This is my 12th year.
If you could pick any other job to do, what would you do and why?
I don't know, probably like run a bookstore or something like that. That would be fun. Or something along the lines of like, or something in film. Like something like either, not acting or so on, but just like being like behind the scenes, like in a film. Either writing films or something like that.
If there were a movie based on your life, who would you choose to play your role?
Well, I guess I'd have to say Daniel Craig would have to play me because we share the same name. And we look so much alike as well. I don't know. I probably can't say that. I don't know. Who would I don't know, really. I've always admired Harrison Ford. I think it'd be pretty impressive if Harrison Ford played me, but I don't think I'm quite like Harrison Ford. I'd probably end up being more like a Ben Stiller or something like that, you know? Like just kind of a goofy guy like that.
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell, probably. Yes.
I just watched Elf last night.
Yes, Elf is fantastic. Yeah, probably. He'd probably be more realistic to play me instead of Daniel Craig.
Who influenced you to become a teacher?
Well, probably a couple people. My mom did. My mom was a teacher, so she had a lot to do with it. I had a great sophomore English teacher who was a big influence on me. And the first year I worked at summer camp, those kids that I had that year basically convinced me that I was going to go into teaching. So it was a variety of people.
What do you enjoy most about your job?
There's not much that's not enjoyable, to be honest. It's great interacting with the students. Like it's for me, I love to talk literature, and I love to see people improve on things and just have the discussions about whether it's film, whether it's literature, whatever. Like that's probably the most enjoyable aspect of it. It all really comes down to the kids. That's the most enjoyable aspect.
What is your favorite fast food restaurant?
I try to avoid fast food if possible. Like now that I have kids, like they love McDonald's, so I guess I'd have to say McDonald's. Our rule is once a month though. We only go once a month because otherwise they're gonna become a couple fatty boom baddies if we do that. But we do once a month and that's it. And they have. Do you realize that you have to pay extra for the chocolate milk or the juice for the Happy Meal?
No,
it's ridiculous. The soda is free. They want you to drink the soda because it's so cheap, but it's full of calories and it's bad for them. They charge you an extra 6 cents for the juice of the chocolate milk.
Thieves.
It's an outrage.
Yeah.
Thieves.
I did not know that.
It's a conspiracy to keep you guys overweight. That's what it is. Not you, but us.
Calling me fat.
Us, people in general.
If you had $20,000 and couldn't give it to charity, what would you do with it?
Pay a bunch of debts, probably. Pay off all the bills, essentially, or put it in the future for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
College.
Mm-hmm.
Although that's going to be nothing by the time they go to college. $20,000 will be like the
First semester.
the first semester, the application fee. That's what that will be.
And last but not least, what was your most embarrassing moment as a teacher?
Oh, you guys know this. When I tried to jump over the desk and I fell. I was running across the room and I thought I was going to impress everyone by leaping over my desk, hurling my desk, and I didn't make it. I caught the edge of it. I fell, knocked everything over on the desk. My legs are sticking up in the air, and the kids thought I was genuinely hurt. That was my most embarrassing moment. That, and once I did. They never knew it, but I did fart in front of a class once, and it was really smelly. But it was one of those things where the room was silent. Kids were taking a test, and I dropped like a paper clip, and I bent down in like a weird way. I didn't bend at the waist, like I bent at the knees, and I went down, and it just came out. It was one of the things where some people caught it and some people didn't, and I did not break character in any way, shape, or form. Like I just kept going, but I could see a couple eyes like. Come on. It was. They didn't know it was me, so I guess I can't say it's that embarrassing because they didn't really know it was me.
Mm-hmm.
But it was embarrassing for me personally. But no, jumping over the desk was the worst, definitely, because there was no way to avoid the embarrassment there.
All right. Thank you for meeting with us. We appreciate it.
You are very welcome. Always a pleasure. Never a problem.
Can you please state your name and occupation?
Kathy Henyon, business teacher,
For which school?
Kittatinny Regional High School.
Where did you grow up?
Ogdensburg in Sussex County.
And what college did you attend?
Montclair State University.
How long have you been teaching for?
12 years.
And if you could pick any other job to do, what would it be and why?
I probably, if I could change that, would probably pick being a nurse. Maybe because I like to help people.
If there were a movie based on your life, who would you choose to play your role?
Cameron Diaz.
Who influenced you to become a teacher?
Probably my 3rd grade teacher and my high school accounting teacher. The 2 of them.
What do you enjoy most about your job?
Interacting with the kids and teaching them the stuff that I enjoy teaching.
And what is your favorite fast food restaurant?
Applebee's.
That's not fast food. That's like a sit-in place. We're talking McDonald's, Burger King, KFC, all the fattening stuff. Even though Applebee's
I don't like
isn't.
any of them, but if I had to pick one, it would probably be McDonald's.
If you had $20,000 and you couldn't give it to charity, what would you do with it?
Probably take my family on a really nice vacation.
And last,
All right, if you had to choose a new flavor of Lay's potato chips to invent, what would you call it and what would it taste like?
Guacamole flavored.
Do they have that?
I don't know.
They might.
I think they do for Doritos,
Oh, yeah, maybe.
but I don't know if they have it for
Lay's.
Lay's.
All right, well, thank you, Mrs. Henyon, for your time. We appreciate it.
You're welcome, guys.